when it comes to our home state, I'll have to look it up. As last I saw, I mean, they're still counting votes. We probably won't know officially for everything in Oregon, at least for probably the next couple days. But governor went to Kotek, and she won by like 6%.
Son of a bitch.
Let's see. Yeah, she won pretty well. Let's see. So yeah, Senator Rob Wyden won the senator's race.
How did the Pacific Greens do? How'd they do? Would love to know. Who's that candidate?
None of them won, unfortunately.
No, but who was
I voted for several of them.
Who was the guy that was? I think he was running against Wyden. I can't think of his name.
Dan Pulju.
Yeah.
Pulju.
Yeah. What's his?
He got 1.2%.
Dude, I voted for you. We are
among the 21% of people that voted for him.
I voted for you. I want you to know that. A huge fan. I think that's him. Does he have like long hair?
They don't have a picture of him on here. So
what does it say? Does he have a thing? I don't know if it's dossier, what it is, but like, does he have a thing about like, I think he's like pro Second Amendment, and
he does look like, he looks like a hippie. So
yeah, that's who I voted for. Yeah. He was like, because not the Greens were like super liberal, but this is because we got to change our foreign policy and print.
The Greens aren't that liberal. Really.
No, they're not. I was surprised. I feel like that party's kind of fractured. Like there's like some like crazy people like myself, like guns, and then there's other people like no. It's a good mix. Well,
so for governor, Kotek won 47.1 to 43.5. It was not even close. And it was split exactly along the lines. The only surprise was that Salem's county is. I can't remember what it's called. Marion County went for Drazen.
Good.
And so did Deschutes.
Good.
But all of the others that you would expect all went for
you
Kotek. Bastards,
all of you. Sorry, I'm so pissed off about this. Dude, no. I'm gonna rant a little bit. Like, God damn
it's your podcast.
People. Listen, and I'm not in favor of everything that Drazen was going to do, but she couldn't have done anything because the House would have been Republican, but Democratic. But like, just as a warning shot, and then for the first time in our lives, Oregon would have mattered for the presidential elections because the Democrats would be like, "Oh wow, this state's not guaranteed anymore," and like nothing. Well, listen, I hope that Kotek is able to solve all of the problems that are going on in the state. I hope that we're able to kind of mitigate this homeless crisis and the fentanyl epidemic. I wish her nothing but the best. I hope that she does amazing things. That's the logical, like, very respectful side of me. The other part of me is like, I hope she fails at everything.
I hope so too. But let's be real.
Nothing's gonna fucking change, dude.
No, she's just Kate. She was in Kate Brown's administration.
Exactly. Like, come on.
Like, I voted for not for Drazen. I'm sorry. I voted for Kotek, not because I like her, but because I don't like Drazen, and that was like a defensive vote.
No, I get it, bro.
I don't agree with her positions, but she's a Republican. I probably wouldn't agree with a lot of them anyway. Yeah. But it was not because of her, but because of what the message would have been had Oregon been won by that particular Republican, and the type of people that would have emboldened, which there are a lot of them in the state. But ballot measure wise, everything passed, or is passing right now. They've called 112, which was banning slavery for criminal punishment, and 113, which was setting attendance rules for the legislature, so there can't be walkouts.
There was no cons to that one in the voters pamphlet.
No.
Like,
that was the only one that was a slam dunk.
Yeah, there was well, listen, and you fucks that voted for 114. How the rants of a lunatic here. Dude, I'm right with you. I don't think that's and for the listeners that don't know that are listening in other states, let's read what 114 is.
Yeah, 114 requires a permit from law enforcement for people to purchase firearms. Applicants would need to be complete safety training and pass a criminal background check. The measure also prohibits magazine capacities of over 10 rounds.
Okay.
Which so one thing I'm pissed off about 114 too, for a lot of the same reasons you are. One thing that I have learned since Tuesday, as more has been coming out about it and everything.
Those things already.
Yeah. A lot of the language in 114 is directly taken from California and one or two other states that had similar rules that passed, but then were just gutted in the courts because they were fully illegal.
This is exactly what's going to happen. Like, this is not only that, you already have to do background checks and all that shit to get a gun, right? Number one. And number two,
not very good background checks, but you do, yes.
Again, you and I disagree.
It's like if you have a pulse and you don't have an active warrant.
And I wish there were less of that. And I'm not saying I'm smart. This is just how I feel, people. Okay, I'm not saying I'm the most reasonable person. I kind of take a Colin Noir type stance on gun control, and you should look him up. Anyways, we were like pro defund the police. Okay. In this state, I wasn't,
which didn't happen.
But exactly. But I mean, a lot of people were like pro defund, and we lost a lot of cops and shit. And like, look at where we are now. Okay. And so now those same people, and I know you fucks are the same people. They were like, no, defund the police, but we kind of hate guns. You now have voted, okay, that like cops who I thought that we were all on the same page of I mean, I don't really like cops, but they're necessary evil, right? They have all the power. They don't have the manpower to enforce it. What is the training? How much is that going to fucking cost? And then the other thing is they don't have to have 10 rounds in their guns. They can have more than we.
So we're like as many as they want.
Yes, the paranoid Rick. We're setting ourselves up for the government to have like even more of an advantage than they already do.
Well, I mean, you already see like the Lynn County sheriff, which Lynn County is. Albany, Oregon, essentially. It's a pretty big county.
He said he's not going to do it.
No, and there's going to be more sheriffs that come out and say they won't enforce it because it's not enforceable because you're going to have it's like every other magazine capacity law that's passed. It doesn't work because you grandfather in everything else. If I have, let's say I have AR-15 magazines, right? They're all 30-round magazines. Allegedly. And they're all 30-round magazines, right? I bought those, a decade ago. Allegedly.
Yes.
If I had those, they're still legal. Yeah. But if I went to go buy one today, then,
let's say,
how do you enforce that when like California has magazine capacities, but they don't really even enforce it.
Yeah.
I could go to Idaho and buy as much as I want and come back to Oregon and they can't do shit.
That's exactly what and then not only that, you've just now, like, I sometimes wonder. Like, I don't think that they do this, but I sometimes wonder if like big gun, if there's such a thing as big gun. I feel like they fund some of it because there's a run on guns because obviously,
Colt, Remington, Walther, Smith & Wesson, everybody, they're all going to be pumping money.
Oh, dude, they're going to be like, we got to send all these clips out to the state of Oregon right now. They're going to be running out of shit.
Their magazine, don't do that. It's a magazine. It's not a clip. You know that.
Clips,
you know more about guns.
Clips.
I mean, 114 is, like I said, the only measure that was a slam dunk was 113.
Hold on. In gun culture, we call them clips, not magazines.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No, a magazine is like you insert it into the gun. A clip is literally a clip of bullets that you slide into an internal magazine.
You could do both, but in the gun culture I hang out with, we call them clips, man. I don't like magazines.
I've only been around magazine people.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of things are starting to make sense now, John. No, I'm just
Well, like, so 114, right? Like I said, 113 was the only slam dunk measure, and it was 68.3%, and that was the legislature attendance policy. Even the fucking banning of slavery was not a slam dunk. it passed 55.7 to 44.3, meaning that 778,000 people in Oregon think it's totally cool to have slavery or indentured servitude as a criminal punishment, which is pathetic.
That's so bad.
114, like I said, is 50.9 to 49.1. They haven't called it. It's 95%. It's going to go to the wire. And
so they haven't called 114 yet?
No, they haven't called they've called 112 and 113, but they haven't called 111, which was the right to affordable health care, and 114, the gun one. And like the lobby or the voting bloc that gave 114 the go,
they were all
100%. It is suburban liberals, because suburban liberals are it's ubiquitous across Americans. Suburban liberals are really weird about shit. They are like anti-gun and pro-police, but then they're also like pro-defund the police and pro-small government and all this shit. That there's so many conflicting views. Well, I guarantee you these people just thought, oh, we need to gun control. Oh yeah, there's a gun problem. Now let's do this.
But it's how it was marketed. It was like Measure 114 saves lives.
I didn't see one single ad for anything. The only ads that I saw were the day before, or like 2 days before Election Day. I got like a stack of shit in my mailbox.
Oh, okay. I got ads for everything. I didn't see. Let's see. Yeah, I got a lot. I didn't get any Republican ads, which like I kind of was upset about, because I only got like the Kotek ads on my YouTube, and then when I saw that, I was like, well, this is going to be a problem. I talked to some of my friends, and like they got a lot of the like Drazen, the Republican ads. And I'm like, what does this mean? Does this mean that I just like, based off of my viewing history on YouTube, like I'm like just doing very liberal things?
Yeah.
It can't be. I'm watching like fucking UFC fights, and
it's like keywords. It's like when
a lot of lectures.
Like the Daily Wire, for instance, Ben Shapiro's oil money funded
I watched that shit too.
Right, when they put out Matt Walsh's What is a Woman documentary. Yeah, they paid for advertising with Google AdSense. So any video that had a keyword for like transgender or gender or whatever, pro or anti, that pre-roll would run.
Listen,
like, so it's just keywords.
It was interesting. Actually, we won't go down that. But I did watch a Ben Shapiro. I think it's like a clip on YouTube a few days ago, and he was so pissed off. He's like, if a football team that's supposed to go 16-0 doesn't go 16-0, they go. I don't know. They go.
My favorite
they go 8-8. Heads need to roll. The entire Republican leadership should be fucking fired. He didn't say fucking, but he's like, they should be fired. And
it's so funny, like watching the dichotomy of him with Candace Owens.
Oh my god! Okay,
anti-Semitic shit, and he's just like, well, it's anti-Semitism is really bad, but she's making some good points.
I've stayed away from. I don't even know what's going on. Did Kanye buy Parler? Is that real?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. You know who he bought it from?
Who did he buy it from?
Candace Owens' husband. So it's another one of her grifts to get him out from under a sinking ship and give it to Kanye, who is no longer a billionaire because Adidas cut him.
Yeah, the last time he's worth $2 billion.
Not anymore. I think they're saying he's worth about 400 some million. So it's like he's not hurting for cash, but that Adidas valuation is what was pumping his numbers, and he just like pissed that all away.
Damn it, Kanye West. Still love him. I
have such a hard time trying to love him anymore.
You know what you got to do?
I just keep telling myself he made graduation. He made graduation.
You have to divorce. And honestly, you got to divorce people from their art.
Oh, I do. And I fully endorse that mindset. Kanye West is probably, for me, the hardest one to do that.
Wait,
because
why?
I love his, because I love his catalog so much and his music and his fashion. And from an artistic standpoint, I do think he's a genius.
Yeah,
I think he's a very talented producer.
Yeah. So
just the harm that he's doing on his own.
Well, here's the thing.
Just makes it. It's like I'm not like I wouldn't stop myself from listening to Kanye West music at any point in the future, but right now I can't. I have such a hard time listening to it.
What if Kanye is, a while ago, there's like a Seth Rogen skit where he raised a bunch of money and you're like, man, Seth, you did a great thing. He's like, what are you going to do? You could do a bunch of bad shit for the rest of the year. And he's like, I can't. What if he's just like, I've given the world so much good that I'm just going to fuck shit up for a while, to kind of even it out. It
was funny. You could see like a week before he started going crazy, like publicly.
He's been
this
crazy.
Time. Oh, I mean, okay. I mean, this particular instance of him going crazy, he was on, I think it's called Drink Champs. And he was just being like, I can say anti-Semitic shit and Adidas can't touch me. And then you could see something, cogs turn in his head. And he was just like, I can say anti-Semitic shit and they can't touch me.
Did you watch his interview on Lex Friedman?
Yes, I did.
It's fascinating. I like, because Lex is a Jewish person.
Yeah.
And I don't, and I'll take a bit of a,
it was nice seeing someone actually push back against him.
I don't think he's anti-Semitic. I'm gonna say that right now. If you listen to what he's saying, the way in which he's saying it is bad. But I don't think he's anti. I don't think he's anti-Semitic.
What is he saying? He's essentially a black Hebrew Israelite. Which is like horribly anti-Semitic.
No. And
they believe that black people are the actual lost tribe of Israel, and the real Jews are black people, and the people who call themselves Jews are imposters, which is ridiculous.
I mean, is it? No.
And like, there's been a lot of stuff that's come out since then that people talking about how and I've heard this now from several sources and not just the same person, that he wanted to, when the album Ye came out, he wanted to name it Hitler. I shit you not. I'm not lying.
Well,
and like that one, within the last couple of years, that one really infamous video of him at TMZ going off about how slavery is a mindset and a choice.
I remember that.
Apparently there was TMZ cut a good 20 minutes of that to save his blackmail material, because apparently he was going off about how Hitler wasn't wrong. He had a lot of good things. He was just trying to make Germany great for German people.
Hold on, we're time out. We're off in the weeds now. We're doing a lot of speculating. Okay,
I mean, this is not me speculating. This is just relaying what I have read from people who have worked with him.
For sure, but we won't go there. We're gonna get Kanye West on the show at some point, and
someday that'd be cool.
We're gonna. But anyways, so we don't know whether 114 passed, and
it's extremely close.
It's looking like it's probably going to. So
probably going
to.
Who knows? But I will say it's going to get eviscerated in the Ninth Circuit. It won't. I don't think it's even going to make it to the Supreme Court, because there's so much precedent to strip out the at least the magazine capacity. The law enforcement didn't want to do it. I just can't wrap my head around. Nearly 900,000 people in the state are super chill with having the police make the final say on whether or not you deserve to own something for self-defense.
Yeah, that's,
for like things like, like concealed carry permits, things like that. That's fine. That makes sense. But like just straight up gun ownership, there definitely needs to be stronger background checks and maybe some sort of safety training of some sort. Like there's something has to be done. I don't know what it is, because it's an incredibly complex issue. But this ain't it. I mean, this is. I have seen so much from people who would not be aligned, like far left Antifa types, like gender activists, everything advocating for self-defense, communists advocating for self-defense, and Republicans and far right people advocating for self-defense against 114. Like, that should tell you something.
Yeah, it's not smart. But people are afraid, man. They hear like Measure 114 saves lives, and they really want to make it that simple. It's totally a lie. I mean, I think it makes things more dangerous, but who knows?
Oh, yeah.
You know, we also are, you know, a product of our environment, and we were raised in a very pro-gun culture. I know that I was, especially my household.
No,
so like, that's what I believe. It's like a core belief that I don't think, for whatever reason, that's just one thing I won't budge on. And
my family were never hunters or anything, but we were very like, I mean, we've come from countries where you were disarmed and overrun by your government.
Exactly.
So we're kind of skeptical.
Exactly. Which is why you got to be just a touch more Republican, John. You got Nick Ramos style.